Wow, good evening, good evening, good evening. What a day, what a day. I didn't even expect to be doing a show like this. I didn't even expect to be doing anything. I didn't even expect to be doing a live show like this, my first live show on my own channel. Um, but, can't sleep. My back's killing me. And it's just, it's been a crummy day. If it ain't my back, it's something else. When the news first broke about Casey Stoney, I did not believe it. I did not believe it. Didn't want to believe it. I thought it was a wind up. I thought someone would wind me up at first. It's not good, really. It's not good. Honestly thought it was a joke. I sort of had a little nap because my back's been giving me a jip. Usually I'm also on nighttime mode, so about that time I usually have a bit of a sleep, ready for a night shift. And I sort of got woke up because the phone kept buzzing. So I thought, what's this? And somebody saying, "Oh, Casey Stoney is resigned as Manchester United manager." I'm like, yeah, pull the next one. So it's only when, obviously, I woke up and I checked, woke up some more and I checked the United's official Twitter page, and that it had, sort of happened. That it isn't a bad dream. It isn't someone winding me up, pulling my leg. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just gutting. I'm just still trying to take it all in, to be honest with you. I don't know, man. It's been one of them. Another dark day, on top of many dark days lately involving Manchester United. Really. I don't know, man. Something just stinks to high hell of it, I know a lot of people have got their own opinions, and I know some people are saying it's due to personal reasons. Some people are saying it was due to the lack of investment in the women's side, i.e., training facilities, and maybe a transfer budget's being cut. But for whatever the reasons are, it just stinks of high hell of this ownership, really, of Manchester United in the minute. That for the last 16 years they've been fucking taking the piss out of us, basically. And it's just, it's just like fucking taking the piss, really. And really, I don't think she's a manager just to leave on a low. Yeah, it was a tough end to the season. Yeah, since Christmas, things have been a little bit rough in performances. The performances have not been quite there. But I don't think Casey Stoney is that type of manager to go and throw in the towel. You know what I mean? At the first hurdle, at the first sign of trouble. That's not Casey Stoney, man. That's not Casey Stoney. She's not gone. She's not gone today because she's thrown in the towel and thrown in just for the sake of performances. Just thrown in. Put the white flag up saying, no, this is me. Now, something more, something definitely more behind the scenes for me. That's just made her want to move on, and it could be a mixture of reasons as well. It might not be just the one reason. It could be the mixture of reasons, and it's just really, really annoyed me today. Really put a dampener on the last few weeks. This just fucking topped a lot of it, losing your best manager to I don't know, to people that probably failed her, the people above her that have failed her. It's hard to take, it's hard to swallow at the minute. It's leave a better taste. Oh, Connor, hello, buddy. Cheers, matey. How are you? It's just left a little bit of a bit of taste in my mouth. Say what you like about women's football, some people, don't like it. Some people, you know, just use any excuse to slag it off. But, Manchester United finally in 2018 to bring that women's side back to reform the women's side as a fully professional outfit. I thought was a huge step in the right direction. Top quality manager coming in. Yes, it was her first job. Yes, she was inexperienced, but to get somebody of the stature of Casey Stoney as your first ever Manchester United women's manager as a fully professional outfit was a masterstroke, really. We had Willie Kirk as well at one point as a assistant, really, really top level coach, top level manager as well in his own right. Came to help her out. The OG-21 that she built up from scratch in a matter of a couple of months, before the season started, was testament to her. She's been a really, 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 really terrific manager, a good manager from start to finish. Yes, we've had a little bit of ups and downs. What manager doesn't? Yes, she's been learning on the job as well. Just a bit like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in a way, learning on that job. But I don't know, man. It just doesn't sit right with me, today's announcement. I don't know. We've been arguing about stuff for ages. I've said months back on All For United, the All For United Women's channel, that when people were getting their hopes about Bunny Shaw, I said, listen, I don't think the budget's there. Just don't quote me when I have a feeling about this budget. And, whether that's one of the reasons why she's gone as well, because the budget is not what she's been promised, or maybe it's been slashed again. That could be a reason. But it's just, she just missed out on Champions League by the skin of her teeth, man. Doesn't mean, that she's failed. I know she takes a lot upon herself, but with the way she says, oh, it's my fault, I should do a lot better and everything. She shields the players very well from criticism, which is, she's a top manager for it. But something's definitely happened behind the scenes. I promise you now that it's just not, that it's just because it just stinks to high hell of Glazer's ownership, basically. But I just want to say, reason why I've done this, man, this live thing, I don't know. I was going to record it and everything, but, I couldn't bother recording, editing and all that rubbish. So I thought I'd just do this live, easiest way. But the reason why I'm doing this is just to give a quick thank you to Casey Stoney and then what she's done, just to highlight what she's done. But back before this even started, I'll have to admit, I hold my hands up, I was not into women's football. I couldn't even tell you much about women's football. I could tell you little bits and bobs, but I couldn't tell you much about it at all. That's until I heard that United were doing a women's team, and I got to be a little bit interested, Oh, we're doing a women's team? Oh, that sounds pretty interesting. And the more I've got into it, the more I sort of took more of an interest, And I had a couple of mates going, "You're going to come and watch this, Ben? I'm going to, just have a little gander, see what it's all about." And I thought, well, yeah, why not? Tickets are very, very cheap, compared to the men's game. They're absolutely cheap as chips, So I thought, yeah, why not get myself down, get myself a season ticket, I thought something to take my son to, and another Manchester United team I could take my son to see. And basically, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have met everybody like Natalie, like the rest of the Barmy Army and all that if it wasn't for this team, So Casey Stoney is obviously a big part of that. As a manager, to build, as I said earlier, to build up a squad from scratch and then to go win the women's championship. We've had a talented team, fair enough. We've had some players that dropped down a league, to come and play under Casey Stoney to be part of that first Manchester United side. And it was really good. Casey gave me something that I've been missing for ages at the men's side as well. You know, that belief in a manager. You know, we went through, obviously we went through David Moyes and Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho, and it just didn't really, you know, didn't really make sense. But oh, cheers, Connor, mate. I'll try my best. I'll waffle on as always, but you know, cheers, pal. But yeah, it just where was I? Oh yeah, so yeah, it was just something that, you know, just united us all, brought us all together. It renewed my belief in Manchester United a little bit. It renewed my faith as a Manchester United side that you fully get behind. You know, where there's grumbles in the men's team that things weren't right under Jose and etc. etc. But this one sort of really got you amped up and pumped up, and it put that pride in being a Manchester United supporter back into myself and into a lot of supporters, you know, that came a little bit delusionized from the ownership of the Glazers and from the way that men's team was struggling, you know. And we felt like part of the club again. Let's be fair, the first season we all felt part of the club, you know, whether it's from the manager, from the club itself, the players, you know, we just all felt part of the football club. And that first season of the Championship was special. You know, we seemed to have a special bond, you know, not just as fans, but just not just between fans, but just from fans to the club. It just seemed to bring back what Manchester United was when I was a kid, when there was a bit of a bond. You know, you could go to the cliff, you could get your autographs from your players, you could go and speak to them. You know what I mean? And this just brought it all back. You know, you go to the players, get your autographs. You have a laugh with them, speak to them, you know, have your pictures, your selfies, or whatever you want to call it, you know. And the same with Casey Stoney as a manager, you know, very approachable, even though she does scare the hell out of me. You know, people know, you know what I'm on about. That Casey Stoney look scares the hell out of me. That little frown that she does scare the hell out of me. You know, she's a very authoritative figure, you know. She's very she can be a bit dull up and speak to because you're like, oh, it's Casey Stoney, you know. But hey, at the end of the day, the respect between the fans and Casey and the fans was absolutely unbelievable. Yes, Ben, it's Peter, my guy from work. Yes, Pete, my guy from work. How are you, lad? Yeah, I didn't realise you was on here, my friend. Very nice to see you, lad. I'm off work at the minute, mate. Dodgy fucking back, but I'm hoping back soon. But yeah, as I was saying, it's just like the bond between, or the respect between the manager and the fans, and the fans to the manager was unbelievable, especially that first season. It was just magical that first season, you know. The away games we went to, the atmosphere was absolutely top. I'm good, mate. I always it's deep and you don't worry about it. I know, mate, my poor back. But anyway, yeah, so you know, it was just like that first season was magical, man. You know, we couldn't ask for a better season for Manchester United women, the way it went. Magical. People that know that beer challenge between me and Martha Harris, where she scored a goal, I'd shame a beard, and then Millwall game towards the end of the season. There, she did that amazing run, got ball down the penalty area, and it looked like Katie Zellum was going to take the penalty, and then they gave it to Martha. Martha sorted the ball away, you know, penalty score. You know, and right at the end with Remington, you know, with the players and with the Martha coming up, you know, handing me the Remington razors and everything. But you know, it's just one of those magical moments that I never ever forget in my life. You know, went on to win the league, the championship, got promoted to the WSL. Last season, obviously, we all know that the pandemic hit the WSL hard. It got curtain-tailed. We finished fourth on points per game and all that. So not really much, really, when the season cut short. But we knew this season that we'd try and get Champions League football. We would try our utmost to challenge the top three, the big three of Manchester City, Chelsea, and Arsenal. You know, and to be fair, the first half of the season we were flying. We were absolutely flying. Up to the Christmas break, we was top of the pops, top of the league. You know, we was playing some really good football. You know, and it just seems to be that it just seems that after, I don't know what it is, but it always seems to be after we have a little break, whether it be international break or a winter break, we seem to we're just a bit slow at starting ourselves again. You know, getting ourselves going again after a little pause in our season. And this happened big time after the winter break. You know, we were slow to come back. We was having defensively, we looked shaky. It was really, really, really. How can I describe it? Bitty. The performances were bitty. It wasn't as free flowing. It wasn't as fluid as it was at the start of the season. And injuries don't help. We've had massive loads of injuries this season to key players, to Tobin Heath, to Leah Golden, to Leslie Russo. We've had, obviously, as well, Kristen Press has been in and out, you know, with injuries. And obviously both the American players had to self-isolate as well at the beginning of the season, which slowed their integration to the team down. With, you know, whether it's in a normal world, we'd have had them straight away at the start of the season. But, you know, it's just one of those things, that injuries, you know, but we can't always use injuries as an excuse. We've got a big squad there, a decent squad. And I feel like maybe maybe some of the defeats were knocking the stuffing out of us in terms of believing in ourselves, you know, which was sad to see a little bit, because the belief was humongously strong at the start of the season up until Christmas. You know, we was going in, we knew we could beat anybody on our day, you know. But I think certainly from the City defeat, was it 3-0? It was 3-0, if my memory serves me correctly, at the little council house. I think that's what ultimately did our season. It was just then, it just seemed to unravel quickly from there. Whereas usually, as I said, we were solid defensively, we were shaky, was making mistakes. But obviously, we sort of wrestled it back a little bit. We got a couple of wins, and then obviously, you know, results were starting to go against us a little bit again. But however, you know, not a major disaster. We were still up until a game or two ago. We were still in that top three race. We were still in that race. We had to rely on Arsenal to slip up, which unfortunately didn't happen. And that was the most gutty thing, that with, you know, once again we finished fourth, you know, and it was a disappointment. It was really, really, really gutting that we missed out on Champions League football. But did I? Yeah, I thought it was an Arsenal fan, P. I swear you said that before. But yeah, was I really too upset that we missed it? Not really, because I know there's progression there. And I said, listen, first half of the season was riding high. It was top of the league, top of the pops. You know, we can't argue with that. We just fell away. Injuries, not doing us any favours. We had key players out. Lauren James not being available for most of the season. That was another big kick in the teeth. You know, but you know, I said, so long as we could get the backing that Casey Stoney needs for next season, there's no reason why we should be challenging for the top three or breaking that top three. But I did call it a while ago. I don't think the budgets are all that, Manchester United. And I said to him after all this Bunny Shaw talk and everything like that, I said, don't be surprised if Casey doesn't get back this summer, because I don't trust the people that run this football club. And I said then, don't be surprised. I'm not buying it until it's signed and sealed on the dotted line. And everybody was like, oh, you've got to believe, as Ben, this journalist said that. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry, but I'm not buying it. I know this football club far too well now. I've been burnt far too often on transfer rumours. And obviously, turns out we didn't make Champions League. She's looking for Champions League and looks like she's going to sign for Manchester City, if that's not happened already, which is fair play to the girl. She wants Champions League football. But that brings me back to the point, is I don't think Casey Stoney's getting the backing that she needs. And we all know about the training facilities and how, from day one we was told, oh, the cliff will be renovated and they'll go into the cliff once it's all done. Well, that never happened. And I know that there's obviously, I don't know people's arguments about the bubbles and everything at Carrington, and obviously they've got the tents and all that, blah blah blah. But that should have happened. That should have happened at the start of the year. That should have happened years, even last season. We should have had a settled training base for these players to train out of, not to be using second-rate facilities at LSV to be training under stands, in stupid facilities, that doesn't befit a professional women's football outfit. Leeds Sports Village as a stadium is fantastic, it's a top ground. So for playing football there, absolutely no problem. But when you see some of the training, the pictures of training, when they're training with the stands or they're training wherever they're training, and it's not even a proper gym, that's when you think, well, what the hell is going on here? These are professional athletes, and they're not getting treated as such. So, it's been badgering me since then. And I don't, we've been talking for weeks on the All For United Women's channel that things don't seem right. When your best player wants away, when Lauren James wants to go to Chelsea, yes, fair enough. Her brother, Reece James, if people are following men's football, Reece James plays for Chelsea, and they've got a close bond. Maybe she wants to go, and obviously her family are all down there as well. Maybe she wants to go back to London. But there's something bigger than that as well. Losing your best players, and whether Preston Heath will sign on again, which is still not being confirmed. What the hell's going on with them? I don't know. Somebody might tell me. Not a clue. But when budgets are being cut and you have to fight your way. Yeah, cheers, Pete. Thank you for tuning in, brother. Thank you, mate. It's just beyond fucking stupidity, man, that we can't just give her the extra little bit of cash that she needs, the extra little bit of support that she needs. And if that's the reason why she's walked away, as well as personal reasons or whatever else it may be, then you can understand, because I think there's something stinking to high up above her, up above her head, whether she gets direct contact with the owners or whether she has to go through a figure like John Murto, which we did have before he moved to the more of the men's side. I don't know who she's got now, or whether it is John still, trying to play intermediate a little bit. I don't know. But it's sad. It's just a sad day, man, because this manager, Casey Stoney, she was every bit of a Manchester United manager you could ever want. She got the football club. She got the history behind the football club. She understood the football club. She understood how Manchester United worked. And, and she just bought into it. And, she wasn't too a big of ego. She was just, you know, I understand Manchester United what it is, and I will do my very best to uphold the traditions of Manchester United. And she did from day one up until the day she will leave after, I think, after the Leicester game, once she leaves. She has been every bit a Manchester United manager that you could wish for. She's been absolutely fantastic. And I thought that we had something here for her. I thought that she could build a legacy here. She could be here for a decade. She could go and make a name, you know, put a name up on the echelons like Sir Alex Ferguson at Busby, you know, to put a name up there, you know, in that right, you know, I've been here for a decade. I built this. I won this, you know. And I think it's a major, major, major blow to Manchester United. No matter who comes in after her, it's big shoes to fill, and it's a major blow, though, because the job she was doing, for me, was outstanding. You know, put some of the results to the side. You know, I know it's a results business, and I know sometimes, especially after Christmas, it's gone a little bit downhill. But even still, she was right for this football club. You know, she was the best thing for this football club. She was a Manchester United manager. You know, she had the aura about her. You know, she had that aura. You know when Sir Alex Ferguson was the best place I can example. He always had that aura about him on the touchline. Casey Stoney has exactly the same aura. You know, she's well respected. She's not intimidated by anybody. She will stand up for the team. She's always on at the refs when the referees are absolutely shocking and diabolical. She's always at them. She's always on the touchline, barking orders to a team, you know, always giving them shouts of encouragement. You know, I just think we've just lost a big piece of what made this team special, and that was the manager. You know, I have huge, tremendous amounts of respect for Casey Stoney. I really do. And she goes with my utmost respect. She goes with my from the bottom of my heart, a massive thank you. You know, that's all I can say is a massive thank you to Casey Stoney. She goes with 100% of everybody's respect that in the fan base. I can guarantee you that. You know, people don't have a bad word to say about Casey, because we could all see, even through the tough times, as I said, that the job she was doing was the correct way to do it. You know, and I think it's going to be a big, massive loss, mate, you know, to Casey Stoney. She's just, you know, the one thing we haven't really thought about is the effect this is going to have on the girls themselves, on the team itself. You know what I mean? You're losing that for some of the people that are still there from the original OG 21. You're losing that manager that gave you the chance, that gave you the platform to go and perform for the biggest club in the world. You know, that bought some of these players back that used to be in the academy. You know, you like your Ellie Toons, your Kirsty Hansons, your Millie Turners, and your Katie Zellums. They've all come back to this football club. They've all been given a chance by Casey Stoney to live out their dreams of playing for Manchester United. It's just hard to take. It's just hard to swallow at the minute. I don't want to get bogged down in like the reasons, because we've all been through the reasons and we all know the reasons why she's not been happy, why things are not being right. But I just wanted to make this video, just to say thank you. And I know anybody that watches my Twitter live, Ben and Matt Saturday Night Live. We're going to go into all this anyway. We're going to get, we're going to do a proper Casey Stoney appreciation show. But I know there's one that's done not so long ago, I think, on Matt's show on Twitter Live. It was a Casey Stoney appreciation show. I think it was his show anyway. I can't remember top of my head, but this one's one with a difference because this is obviously going to be a thank you, Casey Stoney, and I'm going to get people's memories of Casey Stoney on that live show that we do on Saturday night on the All 4 United WSC Twitter page. So, you know, that's going to be a bit more emotional, a bit more in depth. But this is just for my channel, just because I can't sleep and I want to blab on a little bit and just trying to get it all to sink in. Really, you know, it just feels like a kick in the teeth, and someone's just dropped loads of bricks on top of my head. And, you know, it's just, I'm gutted. I'm really, really gutted for Casey Stoney. I really am. Because I swear to God, she could have been a godlike figure at this football club. You know, given the right back, given the right resources, we could have gone on to, you know, challenge the likes of Arsenal, challenge the likes of Chelsea, challenge the likes of Manchester City. Just with that little bit more of a backing. You know, Chelsea, for example, look at them, the best team in the world at the minute, you know, best team in Europe, definitely. You know, look at the backing they've got, look at the squad Emma Hayes has. You know, that's the type of thing, investment that we should have over Casey Stoney. Maybe not straight away, but over this coming in that 5-year plan of hers, we should have had a 5-year a plan to work with her to ensure that she got the players in, the infrastructure in that she wants, to go and challenge Emma Hayes at the very, very top, to go and challenge your Chelsea, to go and challenge your Lyons in the Champions Leagues, and your PSGs and your Barcelonas and etc. and all them lot, you know. But I feel like we've let her down. We've failed as a football club to back a manager yet again. And we're not learning our lessons from the men's team about backing managers. You know, people could say, oh, you spent millions and millions and millions on the men's side. But, you know, at the end of the day, we need to be backing managers with their first choice players. Even Ollie doesn't get backed with his first choice players. You know, let's back our managers. If the Glazers are really, really serious about this football club and what it's changed, they need to start backing people, backing your managers, backing your supporters, putting money into infrastructures, putting money into stadiums. Old Trafford's leaking like a sieve. Fucking not been touched in 16 odd years since you lot took over. Yeah, you might have given it a cheap lick of paint on the outside, and you've done a cheap upgrade on the concourse facilities, and the only reason why you've done the same facilities is because you was going to get a fine by the FA and stuff like that. Otherwise, I don't think you'd have bothered touching it. But you know, it's about time we just back them. You know, I'm absolutely gutted that Casey Stoney's going, and however it comes in, I'm afraid to say it's going to come into a pretty toxic environment. The fans are not happy with the owners. The football club's in a fucking mess from top to bottom. There just seems to be no leadership anywhere. It just seems to be like, you're right, Vincent, how you doing, pal? Seems to be no leadership anywhere. I just fucking, whoever comes in after Casey, I hope that whoever it is sits down with them and says, this is our 5-year plan. 5-year plan. You know, or this is our plan over the next couple of seasons. And back the fucking manager, because I'm sick and tired of, I don't want to be going through like we've been through with the men's manager after, you know, different manager, and we have to start again. And it all starts again, and we have to start from afresh. And let's build upon what Casey's built in her time here. And let's give whoever comes in the backing that they need, that this football club deserves, that these players deserve. And more than anything else that the fans deserve. The same with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Back the fucking man in the summer. Stop being uptight, stingy bastards and back the fucker. Because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is taking your places. And if Joel Glazer get his head out his ass for 5 minutes and actually fly over from fucking Dozy Yankland and come to Manchester and actually speak with fucking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he'll know that we are going places under that manager, under the guy. And he would have seen the same with Casey Stoney had he bothered to fucking again get his head out his ass and get speaking to the people that are in charge of the football side of things. He don't care. He probably doesn't even know we've got a women's side. He probably don't give a shit. He probably doesn't even know who our actual male manager is. Probably doesn't know his name's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Can't fucking hear from the guy. But anyway, I'm going to stop ranting and raving. So what I'm going to say, though, is that Saturday night, 8 o'clock, on the All for United WFC Twitter page, we are going live, me and Matt, Ben and Matt Saturday Night Live, where we are going to have a Casey Stoney appreciation show, which, as I said before, sounds similar because we did one a few weeks back on Matt's channel. Well, not Matt's channel, but on Matt's Twitter Live. I think it was Matt that hosted that. And just to answer this one from Josh, yes, there is a protest tomorrow, pal. 6 o'clock at Old Trafford. Yeah, all I could do is remember the good times now, Ben. Yeah, exactly, mate, exactly. But it still hurts inside. You know what I mean? It's still very raw. You know, I'm still trying to swallow it and that. But as I was saying, on Saturday night, 8 o'clock live on All for United WFC Twitter page, we will be live, me and Matt. We will be doing an appreciation show for Casey Stoney, but with a different one to what he did, because obviously it's going to be a thank you. And anybody that can join us, please do join us, whether it be live. If you want to come and join us live, drop me a DM, drop Matt a DM, drop the All for United WFC page a DM, and we'll get you on live. Or if not, if you want to just put your thank yous, put your best memories of Casey Stoney in the 3 seasons in charge in the comments. When we do our Twitter live, I'll read out every single one of them. And I don't care if my show goes over an hour. I'll do it for 2 hours if I need to, because I just want to know. I just want Casey Stoney, even though I know she probably won't be watching, but I just want word out to get out to her that, listen, we appreciate you. We thank you for all your hard work that you've done and all your passion that you've shown this football club in your 3 seasons in charge. We wish you all, and we wish her well, you know, for the future, whatever that may hold for her. But it's just a kick in the teeth, really. You know, it's just one of those that none of us ever thought we'd see coming. Not this soon, anyway. Not this soon. But it's just, yeah, just gutting. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. It's been 38 minutes. I've been blabbing on for long enough. Thank you for everyone to join us live. People getting the comments, thank you very much. And as I said, next time you'll see my ugly mush, it'll be on that Matt and Ben Saturday Night Live on the All for United WFC Twitter page. So I hope you can all join us then. Just once more, I'm going to end this show by thanking Casey Stoney from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for everything you've done for this football club. Thank you for your respect as well towards us fans, you know, and because we all know that, you know, some managers don't really have time for fans. So I want to thank you, Casey Stoney, for always having time for us, always having time for Natalie, especially. To just thank you for upholding the traditions of Manchester United as well, because you've done it. You've upheld the traditions and the very core values of Manchester United. And I'd like to thank you for that. Just thank you, Casey Stoney, from the bottom of my heart. And I'm going to sign off now. Thank you, everybody. And I'll see you soon.